Hey everyone, it's your boy Eric. October's just over, so let's talk about Inktober. Let's go. Hey everyone, it's your boy Eric once again with another Eric Illustrations video for the Commotion. Today's video is gonna be real cool. October's challenge, Inktober. That means 31 drawings in 31 days and just using a prompt list. It's pretty cool. We're gonna talk about it in the video. Before we do that, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell and notify so you're notified every time we drop a new video. And you can also share with your friends and let them know how cool our videos are. We're putting videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So please check those videos and remember to hit the subscribe button. We noticed that 70% of our viewers are not subscribed to the channel, so go ahead and subscribe and share it with your friends. Also, if you like any other music in the background, remember to check Be The Human, link in the description below, and also check the Commotion and Instagram, my profile as well, and you can just go ahead and follow that. All right, so before we get into the video, I'm just gonna let you know, guys, it's gonna be a long one. I'm gonna talk about my 31 drawings for the month of October. 31 drawings means 31 ideas, 31 different concepts, and that's basically what I did. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go into the video. All right, everyone. So like I said, I'm going to talk about Inktober. If you guys are not familiar with what Inktober is basically a way to practice your art more. And for that is basically you have a 31 items list or prompt list, and you have to draw something related to that word every day for the whole month of October. And it started as an ink thing, like do it manually on paper, which I started 2 or 3 years ago. But then I decided, since I'm doing more digital art, I could just move on to digital Inktober, which is basically just the same concept. Just go ahead and draw whatever you want based on the word. Just do it digitally because, well, I draw digitally now, so I wanted to do that, right? So here's the list. I'm going to go over every item, but here's the list of the different items. If you see number 25 is in red, that's because there was a custom primal list that I realized was out there until like day 23, and I really wanted to do hunter, so I did that one. That's why I incorporated the hunter word in red, because that's the way it was on the thing. But yeah, so basically I'm going to talk about all my drawings during the month of October, what my thought process was, the fun I had with it, or how hard it was for me. So let's just jump right into it. I think it was a pretty fun exercise. And if you guys are starting to draw, or you want to get into drawing, doing a prompt list is a thing that will help you tons. Like, just start doing drawings and stuff like that. I'm having to think of what to draw based on a word challenges your creative aspect or your creative mind, and that's why I enjoy it so much. The first time I tried it was super hard. I think this year was easier for me, but yeah, so that's what I'm going to talk about. So let's just go ahead and and jump into this. Number one, the word was fish. This one I kind of had a hard time because that was the first time, and I was like, what am I gonna draw? So basically I love sharks. Everyone who knows me well knows that I absolutely love sharks. Sharks are one of those animals that are just so purely what can you say, it's like super aggressive, but it's all instinct. So it's such a great animal in a way that I just wanted to draw it. And then I had to do a little spin on it. Like, I wanted to go a little different. So what I did is I did this version of, like, my thought process behind this is I think this is like a crazy scientist or something, that the guy like died or was about to die, and he transferred his whole brain to a shark with lasers and Gatling guns and a motor, because there was a dead shark. So I think it's all scarred up, and that's I just had fun with it, and that's part of doing Inktober. You have to have fun with what you do, and if you enjoy it, your drawings will show it. So yeah, this is my drawing for fish, but it ended up being a shark, which is a type of fish. All right, so that was number one. Let's go to number two. Number two was wisp. As you guys know, I'm not a native speaker. I usually, like, I learned English, my original language, my native language is Spanish. So wisp was kind of hard to understand, But every time I looked up the word wisp, I keep seeing dandelions, and I'm like, all right, I do like the concept. Not gonna lie, drawing a kid was kind of hard because I'm usually not drawing like little girls or little boys. I just do like superheroes and grown people or stuff that's completely crazy, like the shark. So I want to do something simple, just a little girl blowing up a dandelion, like I think everyone has done. So yeah, I just had fun with it. I think I did pretty good. I found this brush. If you see in the background, there's like this grass. That was a brush. That wasn't like me doing the grass. That was a brush. So yeah. So number 3, the word was bulky. One of my favorite characters of all time is definitely She-Hulk. I think the fact that she's like a girl, but she's still like super bulky and super strong and badass. I like the fact that she's like super big, but she's still like super feminine, and that's what I like about it. So I wanted to show how she is a strong character, but she's also like very girly, and yeah, I think I had fun with it. I like the suit. Not gonna lie, I think it's a good color scheme for her, and I wanted to do something fun like her playing with a weight. And yeah, so that's number 3. I think I'm gonna start moving faster because there's 31 of this that I have to go through. So yeah, number 4, the word was radio. I thought of different things. I think there's a radio movie with the guy that's Charlie Sheen's brother, but I wanted to do something more recognizable. I ended up doing Radioactive Man. I started doing Radioactive Man only, and then I said, hey, I should do Fall Out Boy as well. And the reason I did Fall Out Boy is I'm a huge Fall Out Boy fan, and I don't mean the kid, I mean the band. So yeah, that's a no-brainer for me. So Radioactive Man and Fall Out Boy. So that's number 4. Number 5, the word was blade. Was very simple. I wanted to do just like a sword. I thought of doing the sword from Thundercats, Sword of Omens, but then it would translate more like sword and blade, and I just wanted to do something else, and I decided to do this Shiba, or this Japanese dog just holding a katana. But like I love like in every anime characters always hold their katanas. Like it doesn't matter what anime it is, at some point if the guy has swords, he's gonna just hold his katana on his mouth for some reason. And either if it's a kunai like in Naruto, or if it's like any anime with swords, they're gonna have their swords on their mouth at some point. That sounded wrong, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I did this Shiba holding a katana. I also had fun doing the tail holding this scabab is like the holder. So yeah, I had fun with it, and I also love the dog. So there's that. For number 6, this one, like, as you can tell, the colors are a little different. It's not the color, it's the brushing. Because I said rodent, what can I draw with rodent? So I wanted to have a little fun. I'm a huge SpongeBob SquarePants fan, and you're gonna be able to tell during these drawings. So I wanted to do Sandy cheeks, but I wanted to do her in a way that wouldn't look just like Sandy, because she's a rodent, but I wanted to make her look like an actual squirrel. So that's what I did. I basically looked up a squirrel, I used reference, and I drew her. I threw the little starfish and the sponge, so you can tell it's them. But I had a lot of fun with it, trying to do it more realistically. I used this brush because I think it fits the washed up effect on the backgrounds in SpongeBob. Number 7, the word was fancy. I thought of different things, but something that could keep coming up to me was how Cruella from 101 Dalmatians kept coming up, and she was like, you could say she was fancy, she was a rich lady, but also she kind of really wanted to be like fancy. That's why she wanted the coat made out of puppies, and I know that's wrong, but like it's her eagerness to be fancy to a whatever point to be possible what actually wanted me. I made it on my style. She looks a bit different than what she would look in the show. She's a little more like wiry and skinny, and I just wanted to do her like still on my style, but trying to capture her essence, I think I did pretty good. For number 8, the word was teeth. If you guys grew up in the 90s slash early 2000s like I did, you guys grew up watching and loving the Fairly Odd Parents. To me, it was one of those shows that you could watch back in the day. I think it was Jetix or Fox Kids that kept like doing like 4 or 6 hour marathons of Fairly Odd Parents, and they were all like reruns, and you would still watch it and enjoy it. And I remember Chip Skylark being one of the characters that was like super like famous in the show, and he had this teeth song, like keep him shiny or something, and that's every time I thought of teeth, that's what came to my head. So I wanted to do Chip Skylark from Fairly Odd Parents. It was a simple one, not gonna lie. It took me like 20 minutes or 30 tops, even with the coloring. For number 9, it was throw. The word throw, thought of a couple of things, but I just kept thinking of this move from the X-Men. If you guys are fans of the X-Men comic books, they call it the fastball special. For some reason, I thought it was a throwball special, and then I looked it up and I'm like, oh yeah, it's a fastball special. But yeah, it's basically a move where Colossus or any bulk, any any characters that are like super strong characters would throw someone like Wolverine or X-23, would throw him at people and they would destroy them when they get there. So I had this thought of doing Deadpool, because Deadpool is like a goofy guy and he's always like trying to do different things that other heroes do, and he was like probably begging Colossus to throw him like that. And I thought of them not just like in the comic book but also like in the movie, and I think that would be pretty awesome if they added that to Deadpool 3. Deadpool flying in a fastball special thrown by Colossus, that would be pretty cool. I had a kind of a hard time with this one doing the whole proportions because I'm doing foreshortening, and I'm gonna talk about foreshortening in other videos for sure, but it's basically making it look like he's actually coming at you. So it was pretty fun to do so. All right, the number 10. It looks like a 20. I'm like, what? The number 10 was Hope. Hope had a different things. Kind of thought of doing Hope Summers from X-Men, which is Cyclops and Jean Grey's daughter. But I just did X-Men before. Like I literally did Deadpool and Colossus. I'm like, I'm gonna do something different. And the first thing that popped into my head was a nice thought of Hope. I thought of The Last Hope. So that's why I did this piece, which is basically Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Side note, I absolutely love Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's my favorite characters, even from the prequels. And I just wanted to show him, like, since it's the new Hope, it's the new Jedi, the new guy that's just gonna be something. I wanted to do him in his like white clothes from the first movie because it's still unexperienced. It changed a couple times, but like I just wanted to capture the essence and the innocence of this, and that's why I had a lot of fun with it. I also had a lot of fun doing the background and doing the sand, because that's his origin, and then doing the space in the background, or the stars, you may say, and then like holding the same lightsaber that Obi-Wan held, and having to to cope with his death. That's something that's very cool for me. I also used some reference from Luke Skywalker actually posing like this. I mean, Mark Hamill. Number 11. The word was disgusting. I thought of a lot of different things I did not want to do at the end of the day. So I wanted to do something fun, something that I like, and I thought of Saitama. Saitama usually picks his nose a lot, so I just basically draw him picking his nose, which is, it could be in the middle of a fight because he's like super OP and he's actually doesn't worry about losing a fight. And now that I say OP, One Punch Man is OP, so it's probably where that comes from. But yeah, I absolutely love Saitama, and I think this was a fun piece. It was also like 30 or 40 minutes. It was pretty quick, but I liked the end result. Number 12, the word was slippery. So I thought of different things, and to me, I wanted to do something more horror, because then again, Inktober is October specifically, and October is mostly horror, and you're gonna see that in some of the drawings I did. I wanted to go back to horror, but slippery to me is blood or paint or something like that thrown into you will be slippery, and I thought of Carrie, the original Carrie, and that if you look up Carrie 1970 something, you're gonna see this picture. I did not trace it. I basically just drew it watching reference, which is something you should try. And I loved it. I think it came out real good. And I love the way it came out, not gonna lie. I'm very happy with this one. It looks horror-y, and you can tell the hate on her look, and that's what I like about it. Alright, number 13. I usually do one of these drawings every couple drawings that I try new stuff. I try new brushes with this one. Because the dunes, I want to show something different from the dunes, from like the sand and stuff like that. And like a month ago, I watched Le Petit Prince or the Little Prince or whatever you want to call it. There is a scene where there's a pilot in the desert and the little prince come and they hang out together. So I wanted to capture that just because of the sand part in Dune. I also wanted to do Dune from the book Dune, but there's a lot of footage from like the new movie that's gonna come out, and it would just like be a fan art from the movie that I haven't watched. I don't know if it's good, so I just decided to go the other way and do something I like the Little Prince. Number 13, the word was armor. If you grew up in the 80s, 90s, or 2000s, actually anywhere in the last 40 years, there's a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and one of the most iconic armors is definitely Shredder's, which is low-key one of my favorite villains of all time. I own Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic books. I own figures. So yeah, this is a mix of my style, Shredder from the 2000s show and Shredder from the original 80s show, I think, or 90s. Which is a lot of purple but also a lot of black, and on the eyes are red like in the 2000s show. I think I'm actually loving this one, the way it came out. I just want to do like not the full body but enough to show how badass he is with the katana and with the spikes. It's just like too cool. Outpost, that was a hard one, not gonna lie. Outpost was kind of a hard one because I couldn't think of anything else, and I started thinking Sniper Outpost. And if you guys watch this show called Gurren Lagann or Tengetop and Gurren Lagann, it's anime. This girl is like a sniper and it's one of the coolest characters in the show. So when I thought of a Sniper Outpost, I thought of Sniper. And the one sniper I keep thinking of is Yoko from Gurren Lagann. So that's her, basically just holding her sniper rifle. Yeah. So next one, the word was rocket. I'm not gonna lie, I'm like 70% sure I don't like this drawing. I did like it when I did it, but then again, it took me too long to color. This one took me like almost 2 hours, and I'm not happy with the result. But I already invested 2 hours in it, so I said I'm gonna finish it. I'm not gonna overwork it. So it's basically the Rocket team. I almost said Rocket League, with some of the Pokemons they use. So I'm pretty happy with it. It's simple. Not gonna lie, could have been better, but I'm not gonna cry over it a lot. For number 17, the word was Storm, which is a no-brainer. You do want to draw Aurora Monroe because Storm is one of the coolest characters in the X-Men. She's a queen. She's considered a goddess where she comes from. So yeah, I did her, but I also wanted to do it in a different way that everyone would draw it, which is like either the movies or the cool ass suit. I just wanted to do her with the punk 90s costume that she had when it was. Most people know this look like Mohawk Storm, and I just love Mohawk Storm so much. I also add a little yellow to the belt because originally it's all black, but I wanted to like personalize the style. I mean, not the style, the look, and I think it looks cool. I actually pretty happy with this one. Also, adding the lightning in the background kind of helped. All right, so this one, a lot of people would not know it because it's kind of an old reference, but the word was Trap, and I couldn't stop thinking of Trap Joe from He-Man. So that's what I did. Trap Joe is usually a very goofy, very silly character in the show. So I wanted to like modernize it in a way that would kind of look like the old character. That's why there's a lot of pink. but also make him look badass. And I am stoked with the way this one came out. I used some photo reference for the post, but of course I had to change it because if you draw and you just follow the photo reference, you're not gonna be able to create stuff that's not there. So for this one, just like kind of follow the pose and then like blow out the muscles and the proportions. But yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna explain how to do that in other videos, but I'm super stoked with this one, even though not a lot of people will know what it is. Trap joke from He-Man. Number 19. I was almost at number DC. Number 19 is the word dizzy, and not a lot of things came to my head. I ended up doing Rock Lee with the drunken fist technique. If you guys know what the drunken fist technique is, basically a technique where the martial artist will get drunk, not just drunk, like hammer drunk, and they would fight even better with that. I think the first time I saw it was in a Jackie Chan movie called The Drunken Fist Master, and the drunken fist style is super cool. It's in Iron Fist, it's in Naruto, but to me the first one was definitely the Drunken Fist Master. But I like the way Rock Lee got drunk, and I never expected that from a ninja show. All right, number 20 was the word coral. Coral was sounds like I almost did, not gonna lie, I almost drew this guy from The Walking Dead, because there's this meme that says coral, and it sounds like coral. So I almost did that, but then I just wanted to do something simple. And this is the other, like I said, I try new stuff within my drawings, and I wanted to do that with this one. So I went ahead and just did black and white, kind of old-timey looking piece, which is basically the first type of scuba diver, like in the bottom of the ocean, just in a like surrounded by corals, and a big ass stingray flying by, or swimming by actually. But the reason I like this is because the darkness of the ocean like shows how rich and how deep the ocean is and how scary it is. And I like this piece. Actually, it didn't take me too long, but I'm super happy with the result. Number 21. The word was sleep. And like I said, I usually want to go back to the whole horror thing from October, and well, sleep is no-brainer. Freddy Krueger is one of the coolest villains of all time, so I just wanted to draw him in a menacing way, looking down on you and smiling because he knows he's gonna kill you in your dreams. And that's why I did the blood splatter in the background. I'm super happy with this one. Not gonna lie, it took me like 2 hours, a whole morning drawing it, 2 or 3 hours, but I'm like very happy with the way it came out. Yeah. Number 22 was a very cool, very quick, very fun, and I absolutely love the way this one came out. It's basically the word chef, ratatouille. It's definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. I think Remy, which is the name of the main character, is like one of the most charming characters, even though he doesn't talk, at least not to humans. And I just absolutely love the concept. I want to do him in a more realistic-ish way, but I did the eyes all black like rats would have him, but it kind of took away the whole kindness of the character. That's why I did the whole like big eyes, but like not like realistic eyes, but holding a spoon, because this guy's the chef. Number 23, the word was RIP or RIP. One of the saddest deaths for me in all anime series I've ever watched was definitely Jiraiya's. Jiraiya was one of the best mentors, and he had the best arc in the whole show, where he's like an old man tired of things. Then he gets Naruto and he trains him and he bonds with him, and then he sacrifices himself so they can win at some point later in the show. And to me, it was one of the most complete arcs. I absolutely love this character, and I think it's one of the coolest mentors within anime. And yeah, very happy with this piece. Number 24. Don't judge me. I know this one's funny and weird, and especially weird. So if you guys know memes, there's this meme where Diglets and Ducktrios are basically Pokemons that are just the head on the ground. But then there's people like, well, what's under the what's under the rocks, what they are. Is there a full body? Is it just like a bean, or what is it? And there's a lot of like people drawing muscular Diglets and Doctrios, which is 3 Diglets. So I wanted to do this one. I actually had a lot of fun with this one. The word was dig, so I did Diglett, and I wanted to do Ricardo Milos fused up with the Diglett, so I call it Dicardo Miglet. Don't judge me. I just had a lot of fun with it, and I think it was a simple piece. It didn't take me a lot, not gonna lie, but I love the result. So yeah, don't judge me on Dig, but Diglett it is. All right, number 25. The word was Hunter, and this one was one of the primal things that I mentioned. So basically, I'm gonna explain what that is. Inktober has 31 words from the creator who releases the list of prompts every year. But then he had another list with a sponsor, I think. I'm not sure who it was. It's not my sponsor, so I'm not gonna mention it. But they added this word Hunter, and to me, one of the coolest show in anime ever is Hunter x Hunter. And one of my favorite characters is Hisoka, which is this guy. He's a villain or anti-villain. I mean anti-hero or whatever. It's like super cool. It's like a Joker vibe. He's like twisted, but he's also like he thinks too high of himself. So I picked up a pose that would show his personality, and well, he's a hunter, so no brainer. This one holds a special place in my heart. I think it came out real good. Number 26, the word was hide. And I wanted to do maybe a Sasquatch, and then I was like, maybe I will draw Waldo. And then I was thinking, well, Carmen Sandiego kind of hides a lot as well. So I said, who is the best character to show like he's the best at hiding? Like the hide and seek champion of 2020 and then I thought, well, if I had to rank them, I could do that. And I went ahead and did Sasquatch being number 1, because he's like only caught in like low res video. And it could also be like the Henderson's movie. What was his name? Well, that one. And then Waldo would be number 2 because he hides a lot, and he's also like very, very hard to find. And then Carmen Sandiego also, but she's kind of found out at the end of every episode if you watch the show, or in the video game. She keeps like getting away, but she's caught, so she's number 3. So I did this podium. Number 1 gold medal hide and seek champion for 2020 is Sasquatch, or Bigfoot, or whatever you want to call him. Number 2 is Where's Waldo, and number 3 is Carmen Sandiego. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Well, she's at the podium with these 2 guys. No one knows what that is because they're good at hiding. But yeah, there's that. All right, number 27. Number 27, the word was music. Growing up in the 90s was one of the coolest things, because there was a lot of different things coming up, and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was like top 10 shows I watched, and to me it was like super duper cool watching Will, and just the song along, that was like one of the coolest theme songs of any show ever. So I basically know the song in Spanish, I know the song in English. I absolutely love the show. I think it's Will Smith got like catapulted to fame because of this show, and with all reason to it, because this is the coolest thing, and also kind of introduced hip hop and like the whole culture to a lot of people that were not familiar with it. I mean, like not me, but like a lot of white neighborhoods and a lot of people that were not familiar with it. And I think it's just so cool. I actually absolutely love the show. I rewatched it a few years back when they put it on Netflix or something, but it was pretty cool. So I had a lot of time with this. I wanted to do him and also show the music aspect, so I did a boombox on his shoulder. But yeah, I loved it. All right, number 28. The word was float. If you think of a character that would definitely threateningly float around you before killing you or melting you with his eyes, would definitely be Homelander from the show The Boys. This was probably influenced by the fact that I watched the show I think I watched the second season that like around the 28th, like a few days ago. So yeah, Homelander, coolest villains ever. Like he's like Superman went wrong. It's like super cool. I just love the way this one came out. Just having him float, preparing to strike you down, like he doesn't care about you. It's just super cool. Number 29. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm a huge SpongeBob SquarePants fan. I grew up watching the whole first three seasons were like perfect. And there's this, when the word shoes came out, all I kept thinking was of boots. And not just boots, the squeaky boots SpongeBob had in that episode. And yeah, so squeaky boots from SpongeBob were the shoes that give you power. And what that power is? Well, you'll be able to do whatever, even hold 2 platters full of Krabby Patties in your hands. That's what I think of, and I absolutely love SpongeBob SquarePants. All right, number 30. We're getting almost done. Number 30. The word was ominous. I kind of had a hard time thinking what to draw with this one. But then I was thinking maybe something that to me is like super ominous and super like cosmic horror-y. Cosmic horror is definitely anything Lovecraftian. And something about Lovecraft and his writing is that usually his creatures are like, they look normal to a degree, and then they have like something incomprehensible behind it and something very dark. And I want to do like a guy with a top hat, like something like a butler guy. Super skinny, but then like he holds a monster inside with tentacles and like something very Cthulhu-ish inside of him, and that's very ominous to me. I also wanted to do another experiment, and like you can see, there's a lot of grays and not a lot of color, just like a little details on the bow tie and the top hat. But yeah, I wanted to experiment with it. And for the last word, which is number 31. This one was kind of a hard one. The word was crawl. I wanted to end up with something horrorish, because of the whole October and October 31st. So I remember watching this movie called Crawl, which is about alligators. And if you haven't watched it, it's actually pretty dope. You should definitely watch it. And I wanted to do something like an alligator, but I also wanted to add something more horrorish, like covered in blood with a hand on his mouth. And yeah, so that's my Inktober for you guys. Again, we went through all 71, imagine 31 drawings for the whole month of October. So yeah, this is my list, my 2020 list. Fish, wisp, bulky, radio, blade, rodent, fancy, teeth, throw, hope, disgusting, slippery, June, armor, outpost, rocket, storm, trap, dizzy, coral, sleep, chef, rip, dig, hunter, hide, music, float, shoes, ominous, crawl. It sounds like singing the whole Element song. But it was a lot of fun. If you guys are interested in starting drawing, I really recommend something like this that will push your artistic mind and will push your abilities. And not just push it because you're drawing something just to get out of the way, but just the fact of like thinking of something what to draw and trying to also challenge yourself doing different things with art, and not just the fact that you're drawing every day, because drawing every day will definitely make you improve, and that's proven. There's a saying that I love, which is hard work surpasses talent, but talent plus hard work is genius. And that's something that I take to heart. It doesn't matter if you don't think you're good enough. If you start practicing, you're going to improve, even if you're very talented or if you're not. And just keep practicing, keep doing it more often, and that will help you for sure improve your skills. Alright everyone, so that was my month of October. That meant a lot of hours of drawing. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys like any of the drawings specifically, or you like a couple of them, just let me know. If you guys think me trying new stuff out was a good idea or a bad idea, also let me know. I'm gonna be dropping a lot of different content coming up in the next weeks. So please go ahead and let me know what you want me to draw next. And if you want me to do more challenges, or if you want me to like explain more about my process or how I do things, if you want to learn from me, let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe the video with your friends. And remember guys, stay blessed.
Grinding my whole life. Stop that. Grinding my whole life.